live. Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm back. Yes, the voice is here. Just about. We've got hot chocolate, we've got more drinks, we've got cough sweets. But Bam's actually going to carry us through most of the stream just so that I don't end up, losing my voice again. Or at least that's the plan.
All good. My vocal cords are primed and ready.
I hope so.
Hopefully you guys can hear me okay, because I know sometimes I got some volume issues.
Well, I did raise all the volumes up slightly. So it should be okay, and nobody's saying that it's too loud or it's too quiet yet, which is normally a good sign. Normally.
Test, volume test, yeah.
Yep, all good. There we go. They're all happy, which is something. It's not often that they all say that they're happy. What cough sweets? No, not strepsils. I have got Fisherman's Friends Original at the minute. So, yes. How bad was I yelling at Petty? I wasn't yelling at anybody. I've just had a cold. Do you get hot chocolate too?
Sure,
No, all mine.
Sure.
It's all mine. So yeah, had a cold. It was a time. No, I'm not sharing the hot chocolate or the cough sweets or anything else. It's all mine. But we might share some news. Maybe.
Some
possibly.
very meaty news.
So, well, it's pretty meaty. There's definitely a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Very excited once again to be on stream. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I was last here. We had a test going on, and we got a lot of other, maybe even tests up and coming that we'll be talking about soon.
We have, and we've got tanks, and we've got sales, and maybe a few updates to quality of life stuff. Maybe even some little tanks trying to sneak their way in and, take center stage next week, maybe. Possibly.
Maybe. May have heard a little bit of a hint on that too, perhaps.
Stop stalling, but what if we need to stall for longer because not everybody's here? I mean, according to my number, there's only a couple of you here. There's not that many of you. We should give people a chance to catch up and join in, We've not even spoke about the weather yet.
Well, how is the weather out by you, KB?
Flip-floppy. It either rains.
Does that mean it's great for sandals, or is it flip-flopping between cold and hot?
Both.
Both.
Right? You go out, you need jackets, you might need a scarf depending on the day. You get to midday, you've got to take all the layers off and switch to shorts and flip-flops. Welcome to autumn.
Somewhat close to us, yeah. Our mornings are a little bit cool. I didn't think today was going to get too warm. I got the windows open right now, but I'm starting to feel beads of sweat coming in as we're nearing 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's definitely gonna lash it down at some point. It did that all day last Saturday. Can it hold off doing it again, please? Because, damn, that was a lot of rain. But anyways, there we go. We've had the weather catch up. I think we're now safe to start going into some news and maybe recapping a few bits from last week.
Sure. Want me to start on our current and ongoing test we have happening?
Yes, let's start with the current and ongoing test that runs through until Tuesday's restart.
Yeah. I think quite a few of you in our community, you guys been maybe a little bit vocal about what's happening with our auto-aim test. Yeah, I mean, just a little bit, right? I kid. Just as a reminder, we've been ongoing with this quality of life initiative. This includes not only things that we want to carry you on the journey of what we are developing and working on, but and proposing in terms of what changes we have up and coming for the game in the future, but also trying out actual week-long or maybe even sometimes weekend-long tests where we need the larger sample size of you, the player base, to try out some of these changes. Where your feedback, your sentiment is very important, as well as the data that we can collect internally. of how it impacts actual gameplay itself. And that, of course, this past week on Tuesday, we launched the auto aim test. Just for context, because I feel that's important, that is when trying to lock on with auto aim any target past 200 meters, the thresholds in which your auto aim can actually magnetize and stick to your target requires your camera reticle to be that much closer onto the physical tank model that you are trying to lock on. Just for the brief context on that, within 200 meters, your auto aim behavior acts as it has always done in the past. So I want to stress, we understand and see a lot of the commentary. It's very divisive. We know that a lot of people love these changes, that this is actually a great improvement, maybe more so in Cold War, maybe great that you don't have TDs auto-snapping, doing their snapshots too quickly. But I want to stress we are also very aware this comes with certain accessibility issues, situational awareness of being able to see your targets on your peripheries a little bit more. Those outlines don't become as present until your reticle is closer to them. We know that this is a muscle memory that so many of us have played the game for the decade long that we have, that it feels wrong that this has been kind of ripped out of the game during this test period. Again, I want to stress this is a test period. This is ending on Tuesday, and we will be talking a little bit about what we see as potential next steps. We will run another follow-up auto aim related test at an undetermined date in the future. You guys will probably hear it from us here first, either on stream or a portal article, you name it. But again, some of the goals of what we were trying to achieve with the auto aim, it is to really restrict those snapshots from long range distances. Auto aim really is made and intended for more close range combat, rope-a-dope. If you're in a light tank just trying to get around tanks really quickly, you're a fast, speedy vehicle. You want to keep your aim on your target, but also watch where you're going. It's not really intended to be so highly accurate at long range distances, and that can lead to a lot of frustration. But one of the things we did acknowledge, and what a potential follow-up test might look like, is trying to decouple where the outlines of your enemy targets in the distance can still be more visible as they are in the prior to the auto aim test. That way you still have better situational awareness, but perhaps the stickiness in which you can lock onto those targets still requires more precise aligning your reticle onto those targets. That's just an option of how we can kind of approach it. I also wanted to stress, let's see, some of the other things that we are looking into as potential follow-ups is maybe accuracy and dispersion. More on that in a later stream and more details on that, because we are trying to run more internal tests on that right now to see if this is something that makes sense. That way, the behavior that you guys are used to with auto-locking any target at any distance still makes sense, but then there's just a higher chance of inaccurate shots firing when auto-aim is active. But in any case, that's for a stream for another time. More details on that later. Some other things I wanted to talk about just in regards to the auto-aim really quick. Taking in your commentary on the Discord, of course, very important. But some data findings to present to you. I say present, I unfortunately am empty-handed in terms of showing you guys a chart. But
I
what
got
we
all
are
these
seeing,
assets ready for them, and you can't even give me a chart. What is this?
That's on me. I thought about it up until this very minute that we probably could have showed you guys some data. My fault. 2 data points that we were taking a look at, though, was accuracy, percent chance of your shots hitting a target, not necessarily penetrating or damaging. It's very well could be a bounce, as well as percent chance of shots penetrating, those that do deal damage, that break modules, et cetera, et cetera. There is, in fact, a bit of an uptick across the board, all tiers. With the auto aim test, we are seeing that players are doing a little bit more manual aim and a little bit less of the auto aim itself. To be expected, quite honestly, but it's good to see a measurable difference in our data that this is making a change. So it's something that's moving in the right direction, but like I said, we are very aware of the accessibility concerns. This is something many players rely on, not just for the snapshots, but just to even align your barrel and your target align your barrel to your target, so then you can transition into manual and sniper aiming. I want to make that very clear. Like, we want to make sure that that still remains present and important to those that's the adopted game style that you guys have always played. Let's see. The other thing I wanted to call out really quick. Oh, yes, there will be a survey up and coming. I believe it's next Monday or Tuesday when the test does end. While we are collecting your feedback on our Discord channel, there will be a questionnaire survey sent out to collect additional feedback from you, the community. So, yeah, just want to say, a quick thank you to you guys. I know for some, or rather maybe even many, this may have been a frustrating experience for you and what you're used to into the game. But again, as part of our quality of life initiative, we do want to take you guys on part of the development journey. And there will be times we are going to do these week-long live tests because this is an important conversation that we get to have together on this. And I have to admit, even I was taken by surprise of how much that Discord thread really kind of blew up in terms of what you guys thought about this test itself. And that's important. And like I said, we'll continue to provide that transparency, be on here talking about the next steps, what the next test might look like, and so on and so forth. Okay.
So yes, remember for now, get all of your feedback onto places like Discord, and keep an eye out for that survey going live after the test ends next week, because we will be looking for quantitative as well as qualitative data for this one, because it's not just about the numbers, it's about how you guys are feeling with it too.
Yep. Actually, one other comment I wanted to make about this, because I did see this called out in our Discord threads. The call of autocannon tanks and rotary autocannons. There was a sentiment in regards to this auto aim test is not fixing that problem. And I just want to say that's not the goal. The goal of the auto aim by no means was to address any of our autocannon tanks and how some of the problematic or feelings about how effective those tanks can be. Those are another thing that we are taking a look at. In fact, we may have a little bit to talk on that front later today. I just wanted to stress that the auto aim and autocannon tanks, how they kind of pair together in this, is not part of what we're trying to achieve here.
Yes, the autocannon discussion is a different one that is happening in the background. For some reason, not entirely sure why some players thought that auto-aim and autocannons were inherently linked. They are not, but it is a discussion that is happening in the background. In fact, if you stick around, we're going to be talking about a pesky little tank in a bit. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Pesky little mosquito of a tank.
But before we get to there, let's just take a minute to recap what else has been happening this week, because you know what, we've had a new tank, there's been a couple of sales, we've got to make sure that everything is covered before we get to the truly meaty variety of spice. I really don't know what I said there. You can tell I've been ill this week.
Well, let's save your voice. I can try to take the role for the next little segments that we have here.
Yes, so talk about the Object 272M, my dude.
Object 272M. Yes, similar to the Tech Tree T10B, but is an upgraded variant due to mounting dual rail ATGM launcher right there on the turret. This gives the 272M a more accurate and reliable 122mm main gun for normal engagements, while having quick access to its secondary ATGM launcher to deal that additional damage. The min arming distance for the ATGMs is at the 100-meter threshold, so you'll want to use these for mid to long range engagements and stick with your primary gun if the close range quarter combat comes into fruition. And if interested, we do have just a little bit of background information here. Originally known as the IS-8, the T-10 entered its service in 1953, yet even as the last in a long line of Soviet heavy tanks, and despite the shift in Soviet military doctrines that led to the T-64, the T-10 here received upgrades that kept it in service for decades. The T10M variant was the final one produced starting in 1958. Object 272 was the designation for the version of the T10M developed at the Leningrad Design Bureau and approved for production by Joseph Cotten. Object 272M was the name for a TM equipped with the 9M14 Malyutka missile launcher. There you have it.
I'd rather you say that name than me.
I thought I did pretty well. I thought I was going to fumble that one, but there was an effort made.
I would have fumbled that one myself, but as you may have noticed, this tank comes fairly plain. But that's not to worry, because as part of this week as well, there have been, some cosmetic sales. I hope people have been repainting their tanks. Or, if you haven't repainted your tanks yet, hold on for some news about the giveaway, but that's coming later on, okay? So get in the giveaway. There might be something that you guys would really like in the giveaway.
Exciting.
Very exciting. But also, on that summer sale, because, end of summer, autumn, because it's autumn, okay?
Wait, you're right. It is officially autumn now, isn't it?
It is officially autumn, yes. And we're British, so
it's
autumn.
Leaves on the ground when I walk this morning. Hi.
But yes, there are also Tech Tree tanks on sale, so I'm trying to remember now what the tiers are, and I said them earlier. I know it's Era 2 and 3 are on sale in the Tech Tree, but I'm just going to cheat and go back to the post that I put up on Friday, because that's definitely got it in.
The accurate notes, yeah.
The accurate notes. There we go. Tech Trees tier 7 to 10 are 30% off as well.
Excellent.
Right. Shall we move on to the juicier bits then? The bits that you want to be here for.
I mean, this is the stuff I love to be here for the streams and talk to you all about. So you guys would recall in this past season, we have done a number of tanks in which we took a closer look and applying various balance changes to. Mm-hmm. And yes, strictly, I shouldn't say strictly, because yes, we made a lot of Tech Tree balance changes over the course of the last couple of updates, but premium tanks as well. And this quality of life rollout is continuing. And today we have a few more tanks that we are sharing some proposed changes that are being run by our super testers. They'll get their hands on with it. We'll get their feedback, and then we'll kind of, again, come back to you guys to share some of those changes that we might be applying per feedback. And at some undisclosed dates in the future, we hope to actually roll out these changes into the live game, similar to how we had done like the AVRE and the Tehran just a couple of weeks earlier. So,
shall we show them the first ones that we're looking at?
Let's take a look at the first three here. We're going to go a little bit light on details for these three for now.
The first three, he says. There we go. And yes, there's more after these people. These are just the first three. Should be
US Sexton 1, SU-76I, and the Mantis.
Mm-hmm.
More details on that soon, but I thought we'd go a little bit more in depth on our next two.
So just to clarify, these are some of the tanks that are overperforming. They are seen occasionally as being too good within the community as well. So we're throwing these three to you guys so that you can suggest how you would balance them, and then we can take that back to the team along with Super Test and work out what's the best way forward for it.
Yeah. And to be clear, let's be honest, per feedback and some review, some of these tanks may not proceed with any changes at all. But these are things that we even, not only just community sentiment that have been called out, like KB said, that these tanks feel maybe a little bit too toxic or provide unfair gameplay. We also see sometimes in our data that perhaps the win rate or the average damage is a higher performer than we would like. So those are also reasons we bring these to attention, but that doesn't necessarily mean we actually make the changes. This is just taking you guys onto the development and the changes that we are thinking on.
Now, shall we show them some stats for another one we're looking at?
Yeah, what's our next juicy premium
So
rebalance
our
here?
next one we're going to take a look at is the Panzer 5-4. But it's not the last one, so stick around because there is one more
Stay
after
tuned.
this.
Yep.
But no.
So as you guys can see, one of the bigger changes for this one, this has been a popular tank for lower tier play, of course. And one of the decisions we made here per feedback was trying out a higher tier and adjusting the stats to be more applicable as a tier 6 for the Panzer V-4. So that does include some shot dispersion penalty changes during movements and rotation, a lot of view range, DPM, reload, penetration, you name it. The things that make it effective in tier 6, but no longer the overperformer that it feels currently in the tier 5 range. And again, want to stress, these are all proposed changes. No determined date at this time that these are going to be in the live game, and we still need to run this by our super testers.
So this...
Then our last one. Unless you got comments on this one.
No, okay. I've been quite intrigued by this one, though, to be fair, because the Panzer V-4 is a weird one. So, have to see how it does being up-tiered, so to speak.
Yeah.
But, no, we have one more. It's been called out a few times in the chat already that it needs looking at. So, putting on that these are only proposed stats, we are still going through them, still gathering all the feedback and everything for them. But our final tank for this set of premium tank balancing is the Weasel MK1.
So currently what we're taking a look at, and we know that this one has been called out many times in the past, but the clip size and the reload, simply dropping its DPM at this time, is the current going proposal, as well as some accuracy changes during its shot dispersion during rotation.
So, remember guys, threads like we did last time will all go up on Discord for each individual tank. We will put the proposed stat changes for the Weasel and the Panzer V-4 in them as well, so that you can go through them and say if you think they're good, if you think they need more, and also so that you can give your own proposals on what you think should happen to it.
Yep.
And then we will do, as we've just done with the Aviary and Tehran, we will come back to you with another round of something like this. We will put them through super testing, and then once we have a solid picture of where we're going, we will tell you when they will go live into the game, how they go live into the game, and then we will obviously put them into the game. So hold on to all the feedback that I can see going into the chat, and make sure you put it onto the Discord threads after the stream once they all open up. Okie dokie then. Shall we move on to the next one?
But wait, that's not all.
I was going to say, shall we move on to the next section of balance pass that we are looking at?
Yeah. And I want to stress, these were a set of tanks initially desired to be included as part of our balance pass during the current going season in Gods of Thunder. These were, for time and resource reasons, on the docket of what we wanted to make changes, but needed to hold off to make sure we give proper amount of attention and time for test before we actually roll these out into the ecosystem. But yes, this balance pass will be a focus on tank destroyers. And we'll just provide just a few examples here. I think, KB, you've got a bit of an asset to share.
I have. It doesn't show all the TDs that we're looking at, because there are a couple of other tanks that have snuck in, like the Tiger Moors, although I'm not sure how that tank can sneak anywhere.
Yeah. So here you have it. Centauro, CC 45 ton, alpha increase. That includes for both of its guns. Improved DPM and a reload increase. The E50M improved turret armor. The T114 getting improved accuracy, traverse speed, as well as an improvement to its intra-clip reload. And as KB mentioned, the Tiger Mouse receiving some balance updates. something you, the community, have requested, getting access to that secondary weapon. Just a little bit more firepower added to the Tiger mouse. And also, as KB mentioned, various other TDs are also included in this balance pass. But today we're sharing just a select few for you.
Yes, there will be a article just before the next major update comes out on October 7th that details all of the balance changes. I believe these are going into our patch notes article. And it will also include tanks like the Kanoning Jagdpanzer 3 GST term, the T-95, the AT-15, the ISU 152, and a couple of others. And I think I'm going to tell you now that the E4 is not in the list. Because I can see people calling out to buff the E4, but no, the E4 is not in the list.
This round.
This round. But we do have some more updates on another initiative we've been slowly working through and taking you all on the journey for.
Yeah. This really is a meaty stream. I'm still scrolling down. I'm like, oh wait, we haven't even covered this yet.
No, it's very meaty, very, very meaty.
Yeah. Right. So let's transition. Our next one, as you guys know, we've been taking you on this, I think ever since Tank Fest, quite honestly.
Yes, this has been since Tank Fest.
Yeah. Commander skills, equipment, and consumables rework, this big initiative. These changes will be coming soon, and we just have some updates, after running through the feedback from you guys over the course of the past few weeks and months, of course.
So
and then Super Test.
Before you jump into the updates, the assets being shown now are from the last time we ran through all of this. So there are changes that haven't been made to these images yet because there are changes that have happened since then.
Correct. So, okay, this is a great example. Let's start with the changes that we have applied per feedback and testing after Super Test got hands-on with a lot of these. Adjusted skills, camouflage expertise. We heard you guys out. We're actually going to, we brought it down from 10% to 4%, but we are going to bring that back up to a 7.5%. And then additionally here, just on the skill side of things, the 5 of the new and returning skills that we have in the upper left corner. Again, time constraints and resources. We had, with a lot of the work that went into this initiative, there were certainly things that in hindsight required much more detailed attention. And we had to make some calls in which some of these skills we simply would not be able to deliver in time for the next updates, but still on the docket for a future update later down the line. And so we picked out the ones that we deemed as the more niche skills that we understand wouldn't necessarily be missed if they didn't make it for the first round. Those being the ATGM expert, that has better turning and handling for the ATGMs, rocket scientist, the increase in velocity for unguided rockets, pyromaniac, which improves, external fires deal more damage from flamethrowers, and then of course rocketeer, adding an extra boost to rocket boost equipped tanks themselves. Again, they're not going to be part of the initial release of the big rework that we're doing here, but they are certainly still on the docket for a future update release.
And of course, when everything comes in, we will be monitoring everything. And if something does need a slight tweak, the dev team will be looking at how to tweak it without causing too many issues, of course.
Yeah.
And then before they run off onto the equipment, I can see chat mentioning firing. Yes, I am very disappointed that Pyromaniac has not made it for this first wave. That would have made for a sick fire tank crew, because that would have been awesome.
Yeah. Soon, promise, soon.
Soon. I'm gonna keep annoying you, like I've kept annoying you about something else on the list to talk about today.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
But let me pull up the equipment too so that you can tell them what is on for that one. There we go.
Okay. Again, very similar to the camouflage expertise, the thing that we have heard loud and clear from the player base and super test, gun rammer. This again was another item in which we are reducing the effectiveness of reload speed from 10% down to 5%. But now we're cutting the middle ground now. We're going to bring that back up to a 7.5%. So reload speed at a 7.5% reload speed buff. And then in addition, in terms of new and returning equipment, similar like some of the skills, the gun cooling jacket there, which decreases the overheat penalty by 25%. That is also not making it in the first wave, but it is on the docket for the next update. A following update.
Yes, following update. Don't tell them the next update. They'll start demanding it next week. Yeah, damn it, man. Save my inbox. Oh dear. Right. Now, shall we tell them the good thing about this initial release?
Yeah, do you want to take this one?
I'll take this one. The voice isn't doing too bad at the minute, but
okay.
We are going to be doing this with the next major update release, and we've heard you loud and clear. Teams have been working very hard, and for the first 30 days of the season, you will be able to respec your commanders for free, and equipment will be priced at 50% off. When these changes take place as well, if any skills merge, you will automatically have that spare skill slot unlocked because you've already earned the XP for it. If it has been removed or made an inherent commander skill, again, that skill slot will be unlocked, ready for you to put any skills in. And the same will be happening for equipment, and when the enhanced targeting info gets put back into your tank as an inherent skill, you will be able to use that fourth equipment slot as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that covers everything for how the rollout of these will be happening. I think I saw a few happy people in there about how all of this will play out, especially when they're thinking about their skills and trying out all of the new ones that are coming in, and also the updated ones. So yes, that is how the skills and equipments update will roll out with the next major update.
Yep. One last comment I shall make, because when I talk about muscle memory, we're used to UI, menu items, and the way gameplay handles. We're all very familiarized with things over the course of years, and it's odd when things get kind of shifted and changed. I do have to call out, when this initiative rolls out for the consumable skills equipment rework, be ready when you're going through your commander skill menu. Things are going to be in different orders. What you're usually habitually used to picking out certain skills, you're going to hesitate. You're going to take a moment to be like, oh, wait a second. Which ones did I want before, or which work well together? Just for some general awareness, because I even caught myself the other day setting up a brand new tank, expecting the enhanced target info box equipment to be in there inherently. I picked 3 equipment slots, like, oh, wait a second. No, I still get 1 more. Right. Even that's tricking me a little bit.
Yes. And I've just had an update from the team. It will be the first 28 days, so the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yes.
And
Funky Monkey, when is the rework? Next season update.
Mm-hmm. Whenever we say the next major update, that usually coincides with the season update too. Usually. Not all the time, but 9 times out of 10 they coincide with each other. And another addition that we're being told is that the Flash Hider, it's no longer reducing the at-shot factor, but decreasing the amount of camo lost when shooting by 35%, so it will be more useful. And for those asking about silver and everything comes back, I am 95% sure, but I'm going to double check, that you will get the refund for any equipment you have brought.
That should be the case.
Mm-hmm. Now, for the enhanced targeting info, this comes on the majority of your tanks, so won't get a refund. But for those that you buy in Era 2 and 3, they will get a refund. So anything that you have brought, you will be refunded for. Anything that comes already attached to the tank, no. Because I do see that question cropping up quite a bit. Okay, shall we tell them the next one?
This might be the juiciest of news.
Do you think? I think it's the bit afterwards, you know.
You think it's something a little bit afterwards?
Yeah, I think it's something a little bit afterwards. I don't think they actually mind too much about this next bit. It will save my inbox a bit, though, because you finally acted on some feedback that we've been mentioning for ages.
Yeah.
Shall we?
All right.
Shall we show them?
Show.
Yeah, show, not
Let's
tell
show
them. Okay. Work out what we're on about from this. And I also hope that this means my team behind me is publishing the article so I can spam it in chat. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Can you work it out, guys? Anybody?
Oh!
Okay, they've got it now. Right, you can take it away and tell them what this screen actually means to them.
All right. Now, I know everyone's going to kind of excited about this. Really quick, got a caveat and provide some details. This will be, again, part of our quality of life initiative. This is another week-long test that we will be running +1, -1 matchmaking. For context, for any viewers that may not know this, but I think most of you understand +1, -1 here. That means, though, any tier in World War II, co-op or multiplayer modes, you can expect matches to include tanks that are no more than one tier higher or lower than your selected tank tier. We understand that, yes, this has been a highly requested feature over the last few months and years. We have made, the reason we are running tests now, we have made some improvements to our game and server performance that could better support +1, -1 matchmaking. Our initial step here is just exploring +1, -1 matchmaking in a live test. This allows us to measure the performance of factors that would impact whether this change would be positive for all players. There are a few factors that we will have to be monitoring during the week of this +1, -1 testing. That includes server capacity, and this doubly goes for those in the EU clusters. Wait times in queue. We want to be sure, does this increase wait times drastically? Does it stay on its same averages now? Increase of bot tanks in matches. We know that a lot of you ask that we do something about having less bots added into the matches. Can we do something about getting more wait time in the queue so more players fill in? It's a juggling act. We want to see what this does for bots being increased or whatnot in matches itself. General matchmaking efficiency during off-peak hours. Let's be honest, a lot of people we know play during their after hours, after work and on weekends, but we also have an audience that their life schedule only allows them to play in the wee hours of the night. +1, -1 could have very detrimental effects and impacts to their gameplay and experience. Those are just other factors that we need to monitor. But lastly here, and most importantly here, of course, sentiment. Community sentiment from you guys in terms of, are we doing this right? Because I'd love to hear if there are reasons that you guys feel like this is MOEs regarded or certain medals. We know there are certain achievements in the game that are actually tied to +2, -2. Solvable things into the future. But again, taking in your guys' feedback, whether it's on the Discords or here on the stream chat of here as well, of course, very important to how we determine going forward with this in the future. And then very important here, if any problems arise while we are running this week-long test, and any of the listed above factors that we are monitoring tend to become problematic, we may have to end the +1, -1 test early and revert to our standard matchmaking. That's just kind of covering our butts a little bit in case we noticed something going sideways with the live test itself. And yes, I'm seeing it asked into the chat. I realized we did not talk about the time frame of when is this week-long test happening. You can look forward to the +1 -1 matchmaking test starting this Tuesday, and it will go until the end of the following Monday.
So that will be starting after downtime on Tuesday and running through till the restart on October 7th. So I think we give chat a minute to just digest all of that. It is a week-long test. The team have done a lot of work behind the scenes for better supporting +1 -1. There will be Discord threads going live on Tuesday about it. It's a week-long test from Tuesday, and it will run for basically until the restart on October 7th. So I think chat's calming down a little bit now. Hopefully nobody's keyboard's set on fire during all of that. Because I could hear some of the typing from you guys, like, damn.
Tactical potato. No one's digesting. Everyone's dancing.
So, yes. But that's not all that's coming in on Tuesday, is it?
But wait till there's more.
There's more. And we did mention back again at TankFest that there would be an addition to the US tech tree this season. And, well, we've only got 1 week left, so I think we're kind of going to have to give it to them now, aren't we?
It's our only option at this point. We're cornered and have to release these tanks.
Well, we're gonna have to maybe show them what this little addition to the US lines are. Let me just make sure that I've got the right image ready, because there's unfortunately no little video for these guys, but they surely will steal your hearts, because oh my days, they're just adorable. They are. They're just adorable. Look at these guys. They're just adorable, right? Anybody else think that they're adorable? Is this just me?
Gotta love our low tier, smaller tanks.
Low tier, smaller tanks. These will be tier 3 to 5.
Correct. Starting with our tier 3, we got our T65M GMC. Some background information here. Early efforts to develop self-propelled guns using the chassis of the M5 light tank were unsuccessful due to the chassis small size. However, interest in SPGs as anti-aircraft measures remained. And so in 1941, work began on a vehicle using the M5 chassis that had been extended with a third bogie. Bogie? The vehicle mounted twin 40mm guns and was given the designation of the T65 gun mortar carriage. Testing was successful, but the retirement of the M5 from production complicated its approval. Moving up in tier, we got our T85M GMC. This is our tier 4 light tank. In 1943, development work began on both the T18 and T19 gun mounts. Each of these 2 mounts would feature 4 20mm guns for anti-aircraft use. The T18 would be fitted with guns manufactured by the Oerlikon, while the T19 would use guns for the Hispano-Suiza. The projects for the vehicles that would equip these mounts were canceled later that year. However, both the T18 and T19 were given new life in 1944 when they were fitted to the same chassis used for the T65 gun motor carriage. The vehicle with the Oerlikon gun mount was designated for the T85. And our last cute little low tier, well, now we're getting to the mid tier a little bit. The tier 5. M19A1 MGMC, Tier 5 light tank. In 1943, the U.S. Army began development work on the T-24, successor to the M5 light tank. Projects that have been developed with the M5 as their foundations were revised to incorporate the T-24, and in May 1943, a design was approved for a vehicle that would fit the twin 40mm gun mount from the T-65 to the T-24's chassis. Initially dubbed the T65E1, the vehicle went through testing and received changes. The final design was approved as the M19 gun motor carriage in June 1944, shortly before the T24 became known as the M24 Chaffee. So there you have it. New tech tree line. Yes,
Well,
U.S.
I wouldn't
light
call it
auto.
a line. I'd maybe call it an expansion.
Fair enough.
And the article for these cute little tanks will be dropping on Monday morning, 10 a.m. UTC, because we've got another tank to show everybody that will be taking center stage after the stream, and is also part of today's giveaway.
Oh. So you're saying there's more?
There's more. Now, do people want to see what's in the giveaway and then we talk about the tank? Or do we talk about the tank, then show you the giveaway? Giveaway? Okay, we'll do giveaway first then. Because it's going to tell you what the tank is anyway. So, this is what 2 lucky players are going to be winning today. Now, the Covered in Fur and the WoT are actually because of... Which day is it next week? It's something to do with animals. So we've got the WoT and the Covered in Fur camo, both of which will be available next week in the store as well. But we've also got a brand new tier 10 with its own skin.
Oh.
So we'll switch over to... take that one off, there we go. Lovely little picture of the tank. Callan can finally change his name. Yes, he can. He really can. So Callan, for the reference, is one of our Discord members, and since February has had his Discord name as Where is BZ721?
Okay, got the context now.
Well, the BZ721 is now here.
All right. So yes, Chinese BZ-72-1 Tier 10 Heavy. In the 1950s, the Chinese school of tank building began to move away from copying foreign designs to creating something new. A deterioration in relations with the USSR led to the increase in proportion of their own developments, which, despite their external similarity of Soviet models, had Chinese origins. Work on the BZ-72-1 began in the late 1960s. An interesting feature of the vehicle was its jet boosters, which were supposed to improve crossing capacity in difficult terrain. In addition, an auto-reloading mechanism was planned to be used. However, due to the high cost of production, the Chinese leadership opted for more mass-produced medium and light tanks, and no prototypes were actually ever built. Some other interesting points about the BZ-72-1 does mount the rocket boosters, which you can activate to give yourself an instant speed boost and use tactically, as you only have 5 usages during any given match. Well-armored turret with 35 millimeters of effective armor that will block most rounds that you encounter. Well-sloped frontal hull armor, providing around 280 millimeter of effective armor protection. And, of course, has adequate side armor protection for side scraping. All of this armor, of course, allows it to play on the front line very effectively. On the firepower side, mounting a 560 Alpha 130 millimeter gun with good penetration and over 2,220 base damage per minute. And then I think you had mentioned something about a tank skin, Katie?
Yes, so it does have a skin. Now this skin, once you pick up the tank will cost you 500,000 free XP. And that's the only way you're buying this one, is if you've got free XP stocked up. Or, you know, maybe you treat yourself and convert a little bit. But once you buy the tank, you will be able to earn the skin for it in a challenge in the game. Or, if you're really lucky, you're gonna win it in about 5 to 10 minutes.
Nice.
So, a reminder on that giveaway is that you will receive the BZ-72-1, WoT, the Covered in Fur camo, and the skin to the BZ as well. How much? 500,000 free XP. Now, the Wojtek is, and the Covered in Fur, is because... Oh, what day is it next week? I've seen it all week that it's some form of animal day.
Is it National Birds Day?
No, it's World Animal Day.
World Animal Day.
It's World Animal Day. So the animals are coming out. If you want to stock up on the Covered in Fur camo, go for it. There's also going to be a bundle for the kitty cats. Because, you know, people like the kitty cats. The panda camo set, as long with the green snake and the blue snake camo sets from Lunar New Year earlier in the year, also make a return. And there's going to be some emblem bundles as well. One with a bunch of doggos in and another with lots of different animals in. I can see a snake, I can see a fox, that looks like an eagle, so there's plenty of animals. How do you pronounce the skin's name? Let's not even go there because I haven't tried. Unless Bam wants to try. Bam can try for all I care.
You know what? I think my voice is starting to act up now too.
Oh, there we
wouldn't
go.
you know it?
According to Mr. Chaos, it's not just World Animal Day, it's the 100th anniversary of World Animal Day. So why don't we have more dogs? The world needs more dogs. But anyways, moving on. There is, of course, your normal weekly chest earn challenge, where it's the winner's circle, where you either win or place in the top 5 XP earners on your team 50 times. You've seen that one before. All's good there. The Gods of Thunder season is starting to wind down, which means it's the season send-off time, which means if you want a few extra chests, you can get 10 at 75% off. We've also got a new on track coming in, which is the IS4, which means the wallet savers get refreshed to the MBT70 and the KV4 by Krez. And also, because these ones do get asked occasionally, there will be the silver bundles returning to the store for the week, which is Filling the Vault, Jackpot, and Pocket Change. So I now think that covers everything for next week. Plus all the updates that we've got to get.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, this was quite the loaded stream.
It
and
was.
Then I believe I think next week we have another loaded stream, and
we do have
am I back on the
loaded stream. You're back with me again. Hopefully the voice keeps improving. Right. And yes, next week's stream's actually looking a bit dark.
Ooh.
Not
because we're leaving the summer months here?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all because summer's ending, autumn's coming in. We've passed the equinox, which means, you know, those nights are going to get longer, the days get shorter, and all you want to do is wrap yourself in a blanket and sit there drinking hot chocolate. No? Just me?
Nope, I agree. I think that's a really good call. I like how we started the stream about the hot chocolate side of the story, too. Nice cap off.
I do actually need to get myself more hot chocolates. I've drank that many this week that I'm starting to run out.
Oh.
It's not a good time. But anyways, chat, I think we need to get a wheel out, don't we?
Spin the wheel time.
We need to spin the wheel. And find out who's getting that lovely giveaway bundle that's still up.
It's 2 winners, you said, yes?
It's 2 winners. They get everything that's shown on screen. Did I get tickets for the NFL game? No. I don't really follow NFL. I am seeing Percy Jackson the musical next month, though. If anybody knows what Percy Jackson is, obviously.
I've never read the books. I'm aware of it, though. Never got into it, though.
Don't tell me you're only a movie watcher, Bam. We might have problems.
No, no. Let me put it this way: I do need to read more. Ever
Mm.
since we moved, my train commutes are a lot shorter, so I don't get a whole lot of reading time like I used to. That's on me. That's something for me to figure out.
I've always wanted to see the musical, and whenever it's been about, it's always been in London. And for the first time that I've ever seen, it's coming up to where I'm living. And yes, I've got to go. I've got to go. As soon as I saw tickets, I was like, yes, done. Where's little sister? You coming with me? We're going. And then I also have tickets to see Sabaton in December for the complete flip side.
Oh, wow. Nice.
All right, but now that this is loaded, there we go. We've got new colours this week, chat. Because I was curious about what we could get. So we've got yellow, blue, orange, darker orange, and green. Oh, and pink.
Ooh, yeah. I'll go with pink.
You're going with pink. I would go with pink
I'll go
too.
with pink.
Pink is fabulous. Just checking to make sure that all the names look good. Because sometimes we do get one or two that accidentally put their email addresses into the gamertag section, and we can't have those email addresses showing up on stream. There we go. Right. Are we ready, chat? Are we ready? Are we steady? Okay, let's go. Hey, it was pink! It was pink! And our first winner is Tank Destroyer 07, and it was pink, so yes, okay. I'm a wheel whisperer today, chat. Oh,
we got one more.
Got one more. Who else is gonna get lucky?
I'm going with yellow this time.
It's pink again.
Should have stayed.
And that is going to Sweaty Punjai. Yes, chat, I can see you saying it's rigged. But I think today the wheel was just favouring me. Maybe it was feeling a little bit sorry for me after being ill for most of the week. You know, maybe, possibly. But congratulations to you both. Those will be automatically added to your garage once everything is updated on Tuesday. And other than that, we hope that you have got lots of information from today's stream, that you will be joining us again next week when we will have more information to give out to you, and also to maybe see how that +1 -1 test has been going on.
Yeah. Awesome. And I'll do better to have some stats and data to provide in time for next Friday. That's on me for not having that ready for the auto aim today.
I sit here all week making lovely pictures and then no charts. No charts to go alongside those lovely pictures.
I'll try to get those included for next week if we want to cover auto aim stuff, but we'll keep it light.
Right. Anyways, chat, it's time to love you and leave you all. If you're on Twitch, stick around. We'll be finding somebody to raid. If you're on YouTube, again, we'll be loving you and leaving you and seeing you again on Tuesday. Hopefully, you know, this cold doesn't return and send me under some blankets again, but who knows? We might be able to get a Mr. Wingedy Razor to cover if that does happen. But other than that, we will see you all again on Tuesday. We will be testing out all of the new tanks and taking a look at the matchmaking test as well. So we will see you all then. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.